It's my 2023 Husqvarna TX300 Heritage Edition. Bike's just turned 14 hours on it. It is engine's all stock, although I got a map in June. It was updated. I hooked it up last week. Says everything's still updated, so it's running clean. No spooge. This bike, I just put my older set of cone valves on it. This is previous gen cone valves, the black coating, tinitride down here. These cone valves are better than the new ones. I think these have just more supple feel, little less friction. It's got the latest Pro Component shock 23 model done by Brad at Rideworks, and the shock is really good. The stock stuff is good. This stuff's on another level, and I like this bike so much. I did have a 300XC, but I like the plastic on the Husky a little better instead of having the big long. Just feels smaller instead of those long shrouds, skinnier front fender. And I tend to run it in the green map all the time. We're going to go around the long woods loop and talk about the bike. Now I've got a 450 Factory Edition also, so the new chassis, and honestly that chassis can feel a little stiff, but on this two-stroke I don't notice it very much. It feels pretty good. And this new TBI engine is so smooth, and it has a ton of power. It's controllable, but it is fast. It makes power quick, and it is responsive. And when you're in the green mode, it just has that a little bit, just such a super torquey feel. The green map. Now, today it's kind of dry and dusty, but the traction's pretty good, so if it gets to be a lot slicker and traction's a little trickier, I'll go into the white map. And I like the way this chassis handles. It's got a little bit of a little bit more weighty feel, but but it's stable compared to the previous chassis. Now on the 4-stroke, I really still kind of like the previous chassis. I like that lighter feel, and just a little more agile and playful. But man, on this 2-stroke, this thing feels agile and playful. So this chassis, the new chassis on the 2-strokes, I like it. And this bike is a 03 or a 23, so it's got the Brake Tech brakes. They are not as strong as Brembo's. They take a little more effort, but I don't think it's really a deal breaker by any means. But it definitely is noticeable when you ride them back to back. I mean, even if you get on a Brembo bike, you'll feel it. Just a lot more initial bite. Man, these black cone valve forks, they are really, really good. Just the suppleness of them. And they build up even on the little roots here. You don't even feel them. They have good, decent hold up too. If I'm gonna go vet moto, I'll turn the clickers in a little bit, but otherwise I run them stock, which I think it's at 14 on compression, 20 on rebound. That's a good off-road setting, GNCC. engine is so good. Big power. Now, I'm going to have to do a back-to-back with my Beta. Haven't done one for a little bit. My Beta 300 Race Edition. Because that has a fantastic engine too. But a different character. This is that barky, snarky, powerful, just crisp and responsive fuelie. Sometimes you torque it like this, put it in third, kind of slow it down a little bit. Or you just leave it in second and let it bark. But whoop, there's neutral. See, I'll put it in third and you can just let it torque. But get that little more hyper, with that hyper response, you put it in second. It's responsive. Got a lot of trees down. There we go. Now see, fuel lights on. It runs nice and smooth. Ever so little, maybe a drip there of oil. Nice and clean. This thing is good. Gotta hold that thing down all the way. So, quick handling, stable, quick turning. This Pro Component stuff, I love it. This is really good. These black ones I think are a little better than the latest gen, and the shock works good. I noticed on some of the new frames in the race team bikes, they got a little hole here. Maybe they got some changes coming. For now, 2 big thumbs up, 2023 TX300.